Hello everyone and welcome back to my Reborn channel. Today I have a video, unfortunately, that I wish I'd never had to make, but unfortunately it seems to be part of life and part of this community at the moment. So today I wanted to address all of the Reborn drama and all the scamming that's happening in the Reborn community today. So just going to turn off my rosy happy music because unfortunately today's video is not rosy and happy. It's very sad. And before I start talking, I just want to just share with you my gorgeous Chase, the Chase sculpt by Bonnie Brown. And he was reborn by Tiffany from Coco's Nursery. So he's what you're going to be looking at. He's so adorable. While I unfortunately have to talk about what's happening in the Reborn community at the moment. So without further ado, there's lots of things happening now, and they have been for many years in the Reborn community that's made me really sad. And it does seem to be a little bit more prolific at the moment. Unfortunately, well, the good news out of all of this is that more and more people are discovering this hobby and discovering Reborns and are really, really interested in it. So we're getting more and more people jumping on this Reborn community, jumping into it, all guns are blazing, and they're really enjoying it. But unfortunately, we have some new people in our community that aren't so nice and are really taking advantage of the Reborn community in a few different ways. The first way, which is the worst, is that they realize that you can't go into a shop and buy these dolls. They learn that you can't buy these dolls in shops, and that the main way of buying them is through social media. And when they realize that unfortunately, there's some people out there that will just see a photo of a doll and think, wow, I want that baby. And they will just pay the money to someone stranger's account online, not knowing who the person is, not knowing if they really own the doll, that they just get so excited about owning one of these that they just give these strange people their money and really hope that this person's going to send the doll, and they don't. I'm not saying they all don't. I'm just saying that the few people that are taking advantage of our community, they are putting up false ads with babies, reborns that they do not own and never have owned, and they just finding them on the internet or asking genuine sellers for pictures and then reposting them as their own. And new people or gullible people in our community are wanting that baby and really wanting to hope it's true and sending money, like full body silicone supposedly for $450. Well, if it's too good to be true, unfortunately it is. And there's a lot of people who just really hope that they could get that baby for that price, and they send the money off. And unfortunately, these scammers, they have no morals, they have no ethics. They will take your money and run. They will block you from Facebook. They will just disappear into the night, basically, and you never get your money back. So that's the first really bad thing happening in our community. And the second one is that all the personal drama, there's way too much personal attacks, personal information getting put out there when that should be confidential. There's way too many people just taking everything personally, or just getting into, I'm trying to think of the right words. They're just, one little thing might happen and then it all blows up, and it just seems to just get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and more people tend to get involved. And it's really putting a really negative spin on our beautiful, gorgeous hobby, which is breaking my heart. And I just really wish that the scammers would just leave us alone and stop scamming. And the only way I personally can help that is with educating, with asking for safety pictures, a picture of the baby with the person's name and date on it, handwritten. That's the way you know that person has actually got that baby in their possession. And being careful with how you send money, getting to know the sellers. Have they got a good reputation? You're only buying from reputable, trusted people in our community is how you protect yourself. So by me educating people out in the community is my way of helping the community become better, and also for people to become educated themselves once again as a hobby. You know, if the way to protect yourself, the best way from getting scammed is to learn as much as you can, watch lots of videos, talk to other people before you buy a baby or a reborn. Contact some friends or some Facebook groups and say, hey, if there's this doll, can I speak to someone who might know, is this seller okay, and does anyone know what reputation they have? Make sure you know what a safety picture is, and always ask for a safety picture. If they're too busy or can't do it, don't go ahead, don't proceed. You know, if they've got 24 to 48 hours to produce one, until then, do not give them any money. And if things do go wrong, meaning not with a scammer, because a scammer you're not going to win, but for someone, another community member that there is a problem with, please try and communicate and work things out. And if not, please don't keep blowing things up bigger and bigger and bigger until it gets really nasty, because that's just sad. It's just sad, and this is such a beautiful hobby. We don't need to destroy it with personal attacks and, you know, things like that. So I just wish that we could all act as nice to each other as we would our reborns, as much as we care. You know, we love our reborns and look after them. They're works of art. So we look after them. So how about we all start looking after each other and supporting each other and watching out for scammers, which we do tend to do, which is wonderful. But, you know, if there's an issue in the community, it's really good to support each other and try to work it out and get through it, because that's the way we can solve problems the best, is to work together as a team, bring each other up, not tear each other down. I mean, we already have enough adversity in the community with our hobby. It's an unusual hobby. Some people totally don't understand it. We do, but we need to educate, and we need to show everyone that we can be responsible, respectful adults who bring each other up and not bring each other down. So unfortunately, there's so much happening in the community at the moment with lots of different people that it just makes me so sad. And I just wanted to address it and just try to inform some people who, especially newbies in our community, about it, to be very careful. Always deal with everyone really professionally. As much as these reborns are a hobby, when it comes to buying and selling, it's a business. We need to keep the transaction business-like. You know, dot all your I's and cross all your T's. You know, really cover yourself whenever you're making a sale. Take photos, be really clear on what the buyer and the seller are receiving, and all that sort of information, because the more information that both the buyers and sellers have, the more less there's going to be, you know, miscommunications or expectations not met. So the more clear everything is, the more less likely that problems will happen. So unfortunately, I wish I had a nicer video to do today, but most of my videos normally are very happy and nice and lovely and that sort of thing. So I did try to make this video addressing it, but keeping it light and positive, because I think that's the big thing that's missing in the community at the moment, is positivity and love and respect and understanding. We need to share that more with each other. And I also want to mention this drama has got so severe that there's 2 Reborn channels that are now even thinking about closing up, because they just can't deal with all the drama and the hassle and all the imposition in their other life, which makes me so sad, because these hobbies, our hobbies, these YouTube channels and everyone's Reborn YouTube channels are the best way that we can all keep in touch with each other, see each other's babies, see all the new sculpts. So all these people that are just finding this hobby just too nasty and too horrible, wanting to leave, that's going to ruin it for all of us. So please, please support each other and try to keep this a really happy place, because that's what Reborns are. They're a happy place, and let's try and keep it that way wherever possible. So hopefully you enjoyed hearing about this, even though it's not a fun topic. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed seeing my Chasey here. He is just so adorable. How could I not? How could I not adore this baby? And he's just so beautifully painted, so realistic. But anyway, until next time, thanks for watching and see you later. Bye from me and Chase.